What if the version of strong you've been chasing isn't strength at all? What if real strength has nothing to do with how much you can lift and everything to do with how you rise? Hey y'all, it's your podcast bestie Jama, and today we're talking about strength. Not just the kind you build in the gym or on a run, but the kind that shows up when life knocks you flat and you have to decide to get back up anyway. If you've been following me for a while, you know fitness has always been a huge part of my life. But this year, I had to completely rethink what strength meant to me, physically, mentally, and even how I show up in my brand. Because the truth is, strength evolves just like everything else, and sometimes the hardest part isn't losing it, it's redefining it. For many years, running has been my therapy, my structure, and honestly, my identity. I'd run marathons and everything else. I'd track things. I'd chase PRs. Strength was measured in miles and minutes. But earlier this year, everything changed. My body was tired. My hormones were shifting, and my usual plan stopped working. Just as I said that, I realized it wasn't earlier this year. It actually started changing years back, but I just realized it earlier this year. And I had to pull back, rebuild, and face the uncomfortable truth that doing less felt like failure. This wasn't just a fitness wake-up call, it was a life one. I realized I'd built my definition of strength around performance, around pushing, around proving, and it wasn't sustainable. Not in running, not in business, and not in life. So I slowed down, way down. I started strength training differently. I stopped running and started walking. I paid attention to recovery, I focused on nutrition, and somewhere along the way, I realized something. I was getting stronger by doing less because I was doing it with intention. And although right now I am in marathon training, I have noticed that it does cause stress on my body and it takes longer to recover and I am not where I want to be strength-wise. However, old habits die hard. I'm still that marathoner at heart and it might be my last one. I don't know. I'll never give up running, but I have noticed that doing less is more at this stage in life. We often define strength by visible effort, the grind, the hustle, the long hours, the long runs, the heavy lifts, but true strength is quieter. It's saying no when you've overcommitted. It's resting before you break down. It's staying grounded when things fall apart. In brand building, it's the same thing. You can't pour into your business, your clients, or your creativity if you're running on fumes. The version of you who's burned out, underfueled, and overextended isn't leading. She's surviving. Redefining strength means building a foundation that supports you. Body, brand, and mindset. The whole picture. When I started giving my body what it actually needed, food, rest, recovery, something wild happened. My energy came back. I dropped the weight. My clarity came back. My creativity came back. I started feeling like myself again. And that's when I realized the way we treat our bodies mirrors how we treat our brands. If you're constantly overworking and undernourishing your business, it'll eventually crash too. But if you give it space, structure, and support, it grows stronger, just like you do. So if you've been feeling disconnected, tired, or uninspired lately, maybe it's not a sign to push harder. Maybe it's a sign to slow down and realign. Strength isn't about force. It's about foundation. It's built in recovery, in boundaries, in the quiet decision to stay consistent even when no one's watching. As a woman in midlife, building brands, leading teams, raising families, our version of strong gets to evolve. It's not about perfection anymore. It's about sustainability and doing this for the long haul. You don't have to be a superhuman to build something powerful. You just have to be present enough to build it from a place of alignment. So if your body's been sending signals or your business feels heavy, take this as an invitation, not a failure. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop chasing the old definition of strength and start creating a new one that actually supports the life and the brand you're building now. And that, my friends, is living the whole picture.